This for the A. Shawty, I don't mind.
That's all I have to say about that. We're going to get into some training camp notes. Week 1 of training camp has come and gone, which means we are so close to the first preseason game. It is coming down the mountain when it comes. I don't know who we play. Is it Dallas? I don't know. But I'm excited. Let's get into it. I have a bunch of training camp notes. We're going to talk about things I've heard in press conferences, stuff that's happening during the 11-on-11 drills. There's a lot of interesting developments, specific players balling out, people stepping up and trying to win certain quarterback competitions. These are all things that I'm going to get into. AP said some things about some players that I did not expect to hear. I'm very excited to talk about Brock Bowers, Aiden O'Connell, and Gardner Minshew. Apparently both look pretty decent, making it hard on Getsy and the crew to decide who this quarterback is. I'm going to get into all of that. It's going to be a detailed breakdown of all the stuff I have written down here, everything that happened week 1 training camp. But before that, we are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before the new league year. We are currently on pace to do so just after. If we could get down to this home stretch, hit that subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, about 65% of you that watch my videos regularly have not subscribed yet. If you could do me a favor, let's get to 10K to put that next to the ALLaBorde Raiders channel before the new league year. If we don't do it, that's okay, but we're going to try our damnedest. Hit that sub button if you'd be so inclined. Okay, week 1 of training camp. I got notes here. I'm just going to go down the list of everything that I saw press conference wise, people, insiders there talking about different players and how they're playing. AP, when asked about Dylan Laube, said, and I quote, "The kid is special." Special was the word he used for number 23 in the silver and black. He's speedy, he's got hands, he's a freak athlete, and apparently AP has come out and said he's already shown to be a pretty tough matchup for our corners and linebackers because he's running by the linebackers and he's snapping off the cornerbacks. I did not expect Antonio Pierce to put such high praise on any one player, and he does not mince words. We know this about Antonio Pierce. He said straight up, the kid is special. That's what he said in the press conference. And if Dylan Laube can make an impact on an offense already filled with a plethora, I've been using that word a lot recently, but that's the word it is, a plethora of offensive weapons, that could be absolutely dangerous, especially if you don't have a quarterback that you trust 100% of the time to go win games. If all he has to do is throw little slants and Texas routes and screen passes to Dylan Laube to pick up 6 yards a pop. A special player, Antonio Pierce called Dylan Laube. That's the first thing that stood out to me. What are your thoughts on that as I get to the second thing? Trey Tucker was asked, this is press conference stuff right now, in the offseason, you know, you heard there's going to be a quarterback competition. Catching balls from Gardner or Aiden, is there someone that you prefer over the other? Is it different? He goes, no, look, our job is to go catch the ball and put the quarterback's name, whoever that is, front page of the paper. We're going to go out there and we're going to ball out. The next thing they asked him was, you worked out with Aiden in the offseason. What was that like? And is that helping you for OTAs and minicamp and training camp right now? And he smiled and went, Aiden, that's my guy. There is clearly a willingness, skill level or not, for the teammates around Aiden O'Connell to want to root for him. And I'm not claiming that Trey Tucker is picking sides in the quarterback battle between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. But what I am claiming is that everyone that talks about Aiden O'Connell, from Devontae to Trey Tucker to Brian Hoyer, everybody loves him. And that is step 1 in finding a franchise quarterback. Now, if he can play ball, then that's going to help. But you need someone that is willing to go out there and lead you by example, by personality, by words and actions. And you need to be able to put your body on the line for your quarterback. And a willingness to do so is something that Devontae said in the receiver doc. We needed to make a quarterback change to go to Aiden for me to still be here. And now Trey Tucker, just before saying, I don't care who the quarterback is, in the very next question said, Aiden is my guy. Again, not claiming that he said, I want him to start over Gardner. He did not say that. But he can't help but smile when they bring up Aiden O'Connell. Gardner Minshew was asked, who is the most impressive player? Is there anyone out there that's shocking you, blah, blah, blah. Without hesitation, the first two words out of his mouth, Jacoby Myers. The guy blocks like a tight end. He runs routes like Davante Adams. Apparently, Jacoby Myers has somehow gotten so much better from the time we signed him this time in the offseason last year. That's very exciting to hear because there's talk, is Jacoby Myers a number one? I don't think so. I mean, I haven't seen number one out of him. Maybe number 1B to Davante's number 1A. He could be a number one on the Buffalo Bills right now, probably. Buffalo Bills could probably use Jacoby Myers. No, thank you. He's ours. But for Gardner Minshew to, without hesitation, on a team with Davante and Brock and ALLaBorde and Zamir White and Michael Mayer, without question to go, Jacoby Myers, most impressive by far. I think that speaks volumes to the type of player and the type of hard worker Jacoby Myers is. Speaking of other weapons, apparently Brock Bowers is kicking the ass of whoever guards him one-on-one. Apparently there are one-on-ones happening on the far side of the end zone. It was like 5 to 10 yards in, baby zone, red zone area, and they were doing like fades and back shoulders to Brock Bowers, and he went 3 straight times and caught 3 straight touchdowns. When the ball was known to be coming to him, it did not matter who was guarding him. Apparently, he jumped over a linebacker's head and mossed somebody. I've looked for footage of this. It doesn't exist, but insiders have said Brock Bowers in these one-on-ones is literally unguardable, being guarded by rookies and veterans who have been in the league a long time. If you're questioning why I was so excited for when we draft him, maybe listen to the insiders who are talking about Brock Bowers mossing people. Speaking of the red zone, they ran red zone possessions yesterday, and apparently there were reps won by the offense and the defense, and this goes back to the Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell of it all. I've heard that for the most part, they've both looked very sharp. Aiden O'Connell has hooked up with Jacoby Myers for a couple touchdowns in the preseason. Jack Jones also picked him off. I heard Gardner's doing his thing, scrambling around, making some plays. And I've heard that some of the interceptions and some of the struggles from the offense, and look, I'm not trying to be some positive Raider fan here. I've heard from the people at camp, they've said it's more a product of how good the secondary is playing rather than how bad the quarterbacks and the receivers are. And I heard that Minshew and O'Connell looked sharp in the beginning, but as the training camp got more competitive and they went 11 on 11, that the secondary decided enough of this and stepped up and balled out. And if we go back to the red zone possessions, apparently there was a key moment where Aiden O'Connell from the 5-yard line audibled out of a pass into a designed quarterback keep read option. He kept the ball after it was hiked to him and scrambled in for a 5-yard touchdown untouched. That's important. That people need to hear that Aiden O'Connell not only has a grasp of the offense, that he knows what play to turn into, to audible into, but he's willing to keep the ball audible to a self-contained quarterback draw, read option type play, and scramble in there. Look, he's not going to turn into Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson, but if he can use his legs every now and again, like Gardner is, to keep pace with Gardner in that category the best he can, and to scramble for first downs and touchdowns every now and again, that is some growth out of Aiden O'Connell. Trey Tucker said that Jack Jones is going to be one of the best corners in the league. And he said Jack Jones has a personality that is second to none. He is the Raider patch. He is born to be a Raider, and he's going to be one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Now, again, Trey Tucker was asked what's his opinion on Jack Jones, and he could say, like, look, he's a great player. We got a lot of great players, blah, blah, blah. He went out of his way to say Jack Jones is an absolute dog. I love going up against him. He gets the juices flowing. He's going to be one of the best corners in the league. I'm not here to tell you that these things are going to pan out the way we want to. I'm just here to tell you what's going on in training camp during these drills, during the press conferences. And look, I've discussed the Kermit the Frog thing with friends and family. We've talked about it in the Discord. Join the Discord. Link is in the description below. It's completely free. Here's what I'll say about it. It's being completely overblown. It's ridiculous to think that this is a bulletin board material for the Kansas City Chiefs. as if they need anything else to get them out of bed to destroy us, other than the fact that we went into their house Christmas Day and kicked their ass. If you think that that wasn't enough motivation for them, and now this Kermit the Frog thing happened, and now they're gonna kill us. Can I just tell you this? Obviously, Trey Taylor made a mistake by talking with the fan who had the puppet and putting the puppet on. Obviously, that was a mistake. AP said, we nipped it in the bud. Whatever, we moved on. I don't think he should have done that. It was a bad move. However, I think this is a net positive for the Raiders, and let me explain. If we play the Chiefs and the Chiefs kill us, we don't expect that to happen. We expect both games to be competitive. But everybody that's not a Raiders fan expects the Chiefs to beat us twice, right? Can we agree on that? So if they play us and they kill us, they go, well, Kermit the Frog thing, Chiefs beat the Raiders, what else is new? No one's going to be surprised that the Raiders beat the Chiefs. Because everyone right now is going, oh, this Kermit the Frog thing, Patrick Mahomes is going for the touchdown record. What happens if after the Kermit the Frog thing, the media's got nothing to talk about, so they go, uh-oh, Kermit the Frog, that was a bad move. What happens if we beat them? What are you going to say then? The Raiders were talking shit. The Raiders did the Kermit the Frog thing. We all said Mahomes was going to go for 7 touchdowns. And the Raiders won the game. That's going to show you that none of this matters. It's going to put pressure on the media now to be like, well, maybe the Raiders are something. If this Kermit the Frog thing happened and they still beat them somehow, maybe we got to start paying attention to the Raiders. The Raiders really showed something there. I am saying all this to show you that this Kermit the Frog thing is not going to be a topic of discussion come October 27th and Black Friday when we play them. And the point is, if they beat us, that's what's supposed to happen. And if we beat them, everyone that's talking about this Kermit the Frog thing is going to have to shut up and never talk about it again. So obviously, it was a bad move by Trey Taylor, but I am really, entertained by the notion that now this is what's going to motivate Andy Reid to beat us, not the fact that we beat them on Christmas Day. He's going to have bulletin board material of Kermit the Frog painted silver and black with an X through it. This is the thing that's going to get them out of bed. 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl champion, excuse me. Anyway, that's week 1 of training camp. If you liked what you see here, comment below. Let me know. Hit that like button. Join that Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. I'm filming this. What time is it? It is midnight on a Thursday. It's going to be up on Patreon. Oh, no, sorry. It's not Thursday. It's midnight, Friday into Saturday. This video is going up right now, midnight, on Patreon. By the time you're seeing this, it would have been 12 hours or 15 hours or 24 hours. And this has been up on Patreon that long. If you go down to the description or you go to patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders, you get this video right when I'm done editing it. Early access. You get an EP credit, executive producer credit for this show. You get access to bonus content that I can't upload on the YouTube channel because of copyright infringement. Other than that, hit that sub button, hit that like button, comment away, and please be sure to subscribe. It's free after all, no charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. I am sweating in this thing.